Our in-depth coverage on this issue continues now as we sit down with Governor Don Carcieri. And Governor Carcieri, Council 94 says they want one compromise from you, and that is about the worker relocation.
Yeah, you got to understand, Karen, we started this. I was only interested in a one-year deal, fiscal year 10. They were the ones that came forward and said we want a 2-year deal, and we want no layoffs for 2 years, Karen. I said I can't do that. I can agree to no layoffs between now and June 30th of this year, but 2 years, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm fearful that this economy is going to get worse. I said, let's compromise. I'll agree to no layoffs if you agree to give me some flexibility to move people around, because as we continue to reorganize and look at where we need people in some departments, maybe not in others, and move them around, I need to be able to do that in order to manage the state more efficiently. So that was the trade-off for no layoffs for 2 years. So you can't say, oh, take that out.
So now that's over. That's all over. That's all over.
Well, they had agreed to this.
Yes.
This was agreed at 1 a.m. They started at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, went to 1 a.m. Monday night, Tuesday morning, and they all agreed, including Council 94. They signed off on it. Now, so something happened between 1 a.m. and 1 p.m.
And then you're finished with that. You're going to start talking about layoffs.
We have to go forward here. I mean, in good faith, because, you know, the laborers have agreed. 580 just voted this afternoon to unanimously, voted in favor of putting it to their members, and a number of the unions are going forward. So I can't be in a situation where these people understand it, they're being responsive, and then turn around and reopen negotiations with 94. No, and by the way, so if I did that, we already did that once, and you agreed, and then you backed off. So what are my assurances here? None.
Now, where would the layoffs be? You wouldn't particularly target Council 94 when you started any kind of layoffs.
Well, the layoffs would be in those unions that are not part of the agreement.
Okay.
So Council 94 and others, there's still some others out there that we're working our way through. But yeah, no, that's where it would be focused. I mean, I'm not going to lay off. Why would you lay off people that have agreed to abide by the agreement, Karen?
I have to ask you one other question. It seems like it's the governor, the unions. Where is the General Assembly in this as you're trying to deal with a state budget that deals with this entire state?
Well, where they usually are. That's kind of hiding. This is a budget they passed. They left me with a hole of $68 million that I'm trying to fill. And by the way, if the Council 94 and all the unions agreed, this year it's only $18 million. Of the 68, Karen. So this notion that somehow what we're doing is balancing the state's problem on the backs of the state employees is not true. It's 18 out of 68. There's a whole bunch of other things that happen. And by the way, the General Assembly is going to have to deal with that, because one of the things I've said is we cannot afford to give the cities and towns the reimbursements that they're counting on.
And I know the discussions will continue and the battles will continue over this. I want to thank you, Governor, for joining us.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, Karen.